fourth quarter didn't go the way you wanted it to, but can you take away some things that you did late in that game when you kind of got going and carried them into the next contest?
Yeah, just make an impact on the game. That's what I do. I impact winning, and I did that down the stretch, and I need to carry that over into Game 5.
What was the switch? How did that change?
I think I made an impact on the game the whole game. I think you can get caught up in everything that's going around, but if those that watch and understand basketball, I made an impact the entire game. So I don't think there was a switch last couple minutes.
Ron
Krejcik, San Francisco Chronicle. How as impressive as it is what Steph's been doing, how conscious are you and the team of making sure he has enough scoring help and making sure he doesn't have to carry too much of a burden, I guess?
I don't think anyone goes into it thinking, oh man, you have to make sure Steph doesn't carry too much of a burden. I think, you just go into it with the goal of doing your part. And, if everyone does their part, you give yourself a chance to win a game. So I don't think it's, you go in thinking that specific. But you just go in and make your impact however you may.
Jay on the left.
You've made it very clear how much you respect Jason Tatum's game. What do you view as a challenge for him in this series against your defense in the NBA Finals for the first time? And kind of what does it take and what does it test for a young guy in that situation for the first time?
I mean, it's tough. You're experiencing something for the first time. I think he's handled it well. He's maybe not shot the ball as well as he'd like or everyone else would like, but overall I think he's been playing well, and that's why it's a 2-2 series. Coming back for Game 5, so I think he's handling it all extremely well. He's taking what the defense gives him, and that's what great players do. I think he's doing a good job.
Up front here.
Draymond, might be a bit of an oddly worded question, but when did you fully grasp your importance to this team? I know you guys had that 7-game series against the Clippers, and then you guys went on to win championships. When did you fully grasp how important you were to this team and how important what you bring every night is to this team?
I think it's evolved over time. I don't think there was one specific instance where I'm like, oh man, I'm really important to this team. I think just over the course of time, you kind of see it grow. Your importance, your impact, and what you bring to the floor. And then can that team, over the course of time, you realize like, oh man, this team doesn't operate the same if I don't do X or if I don't, do Z. And so I think for me it's just been a consistent process. And I think over the course of time, those things change. Sometimes you need this. One year you may need that. But I think, when you're doing it for so long, sometimes those things change.
John, back left.
Draymond, John Corrales, Boston Sports Journal. 2 or 3 games left here. How much of this is finding some sort of adjustment to make, and how much of it is just two teams, whoever does what they do better comes out on top?
I think anytime you get to this point in the season, there's not many huge adjustments you can make. Like I've said before, they know who you are, you know who they are. You're not going back to reinvent the wheel. You're not going back to change your playbook. You're not going back and change your personnel. So I think in understanding that, you have to do what you do to the best of your ability. Both teams are attempting to do that. I think, we pose some challenges for them that they have to overcome. They pose some challenges for us that we have to overcome. So, it's no surprise to us in being here, and they do the things that they do well, and you have to try to combat those. I think we've done that at times in this series, and at times in this series they've got the better of us. So it's just a matter of who can do that more consistently. That's who will win the series.
Question on the right.
Draymond, Deniz Aksoy from Esport Turkey. So my question is, I'm coming from Turkey, from Europe. So you have lots of fans in Turkey who are waking up at 4 a.m. to watch you, and they're supporting you a lot. So my question is, for them, like, what would you like to say as the most remarkable moment during this NBA Finals?